Hi, I'm Peter from Coffee Parts, and today we're looking at the Solis Barista Perfetta Plus. This machine, who's it for and what does it come with? So the Solis really is for someone kind of a bit novice into espresso at home. Small footprint, so more of the apartment living when you don't have much disposable bench space to really get into the big machines that really take over. And they come with one double spouted portafilter, a set of pressurized and a set of non-pressurized baskets, one basket for an ESC pod and a cleaning basket. Really all you need to get going, whether you're using a manual grinder at home or buying pre-ground coffee. They also come with a milk jug to get your milk going and a tamper. And in this case, they actually come with a really awesome tamper for their price point. From the cleaning side, they also come with a water filter made by Brita, a water testing strip and a scoop. So that's what it comes with. Awesome machine for home. Let's get into it and look at the coffee. When it comes to making coffee on the Solis, it's really simple. Effectively, you've got your single and double shot for coffee. Now, I'm presuming you've already programmed the temperature, which, just to do it again, it's locking into program, letting it flash, hitting single. In our case, we're running the middle temperature because we're running a mid-roast and locking it back in. So if you do have your temperature set in and the lights are solid, that means the machine is at temperature and ready to go. Effectively, you want to remove your portafilter. Now, I did that gently, but because these machines are small and lighter, sometimes it is good to just have your hand on it because they do move around. With the bigger machines, they're a lot heavier and that doesn't happen. Effectively, once you remove your portafilter, you always wanted to give it a quick wipe. These cloths are from Cafe Lab, but heaps of brands make little cloths. Give it a wipe, make sure it's all dry. Once it's dry and you have your grinder dialed in, you want to give it grind some coffee. Once you've ground your coffee, you want to level it out and give it a tamp. Nice and solid and pull up straight just to give it a really flat puck. Clean off the lugs and as you can see the coffee is evenly tamped, nice and flat. You want to lock it in, put your cup under it. Now the cup should be warm because it's been sitting on a warm machine. If it's cold, you might want to just put some hot water into the cup to bring it up to temperature. Hit your single. And that's your shot done. You can bring that to the side, and whether you remove the portafilter now or later, effectively what you want to do is bring out that portafilter and give it a simple knock out that puck. Now that you've got your coffee done, you want to do your milk. So with the milk jug, you generally want to fill the milk jug with cold milk just below the spout of the milk jug here. And then with your steam arm, you want to give it a quick purge. So just give it a little purge like that, just to get rid of any water that's in there. Once the steam light goes solid, the machine is ready to go. You want to bring in your milk jug, open the steam valve, and get your milk out. Normally you give it a bit of a spin, a couple taps to get rid of any air pockets, and you're ready to pour. This machine is a thermoblock machine, so they start up really quickly, bang, and they're pretty much almost ready to go. They've actually got 3 temperature settings, so you can run the coffee at, I guess, a low, medium, or high temperature. So if you were to hit temperature, now it's showing you 2 lights. That means it's at the middle temperature. That 1 light will be the lowest temperature and 3 lights will be the highest temperature. Now you can't actually adjust these temperatures, but the premise is that if you're using a dark roast coffee, you can go at low temperature, a mid roast at medium temperature, and a light roast at a higher temperature. They're generally what extracts better for those roast profiles temperature wise. The drip tray on these machines are also quite large, so if you're playing around getting coffee going and there is your purging, etc., you do have quite a bit of room and time before it overfills, and there is a little plastic spout that comes up in red just to notify you when it's getting full, which is really convenient. You don't want it to overfill and make a mess. They also have a standby mode. So if you hit program again and let it flash, the 2-cup mode brings it into the standby mode. We currently have it in a 10-minute standby. If we'd hit the second button, it would be a 30-minute standby, and on the last button, 120-minute standby. That's to go into standby, but then you do have another 20 minutes after that before it shuts down. So effectively on the first button, it'll be 10-minute standby, then 20 minutes, and it'll shut down at 30 minutes, and you guys get the drift for button 2 and 3. Once it's in standby, it takes another 20 minutes for it to then shut down. So basically, if it's in standby mode, you can just hit a button, give it a few seconds, and it comes back to life. If it's been shut down, you just have to hit the power switch on the side and you're back to start. Now for this size machine, it's actually got a really cool stainless arm that's fully articulating, so it moves in 360 degrees to really get you in the right position to adjust that jug. It's got a 1-hole steam tip. A lot of machines are doing 2, 3 and 4 holes, but they have to actually compromise on the size of the hole to get that many holes without depleting the steam so quickly. So because it's a thermoblock machine, you will hear it pulse a little bit and then comes the steam. The steam on this machine is actually really powerful. If we actually just jump into steam and let it build up, so once the light goes solid, the steam will be ready to go right now. Now if we open the steam, you'll see just how much steam you've got in this machine. From a manual approach, it really does work. There are other machines at this price point that do fully automatic steam, but it really comes up to you. Personally, I like being in control and doing the coffee and the milk my way and then bringing it all together. Now, one cool thing that this machine has that no other that I know of has at this price point is a gauge that shows you what the pump pressure is doing. Now, really cool because you really want to be extracting at around 8 bars and you get to see the pressure. So if you ground too fine, the pressure is probably going to go a lot higher. If you ground too coarse and it's running really fast, the pressure is going to be quite low. So it really does help you get a gauge on how things are going, and it really is awesome. So on the top of the machine, you've got a cup warmer, which is not an activated cup warmer, but basically just absorbs the heat of the machine, warms up, so you can have your coffee cups there warm and ready. The idea of having the coffee cup warm is that once you're making espresso, it's not depleting the temperature. You want it to be like a hot portafilter, hot cup, so at no point the temperature is really absorbing and pulling back. And you got your water tank, which you can fill up over the top. It does have a nice handle, really easy to pull out, and basically empty it out, refill it, clean it. Now, when it comes to making coffee, the portafilter is really nice, where it's a stainless portafilter with a removable double spout, and comes with a collection of baskets, being a single and double, both in pressurized and non-pressurized. With the pressurized baskets, you'd probably be using pre-ground coffee, or when you don't have a good grinder, your coffee's oxidized a bit. Basically, it's a bit older, you've had it at home for a while. When with the normal baskets, which is what we prefer, you'll be using fresh coffee, grinding freshly, tamping, and it gives you a lot better result because you're not creating this artificial pressure. This portafilter runs a 54mm portafilter, which is smaller than some of the bigger machines at 58, but still a decent size. One thing to note, on some grinders, the portafilter being a bit smaller, it does mean the grinder is grinding a bit towards the end here of the portafilter. Just have to be a bit more gentle and watch out. With the group head, easy to lock in and bring it into position. When you are extracting a coffee, the gauge really helps. You really want it around that 8 bar mark, so around up here. If it's running lower, it means that basically it's running too fast without pressure, and effectively you've ground too coarse or haven't had enough coffee in there. If the pressure's going really high, you've either put too much coffee in there, tamped too hard, ground too fine. So it is a fine balance between the grind, the tamp, and the dosing. You could use a set of scales to really narrow in on that and weigh in. These machines come with a 14 gram basket, but you can get 16, 18 and 20 gram baskets at aftermarket products. When it comes to accessories, you can get some pretty cool aftermarket products for these machines. Nicer tampers, being from Passado or from Pullman. Better baskets, once again Passado, Pullman, IMS. That just really feel better and look better. Like if you were to put the basket in this and swap out these portafilters, you're really starting to notice not only a difference in look, but a difference in weight. The basket makes a big difference. And when it comes to tamping, these tamper's really a lot heavier and right to the edge. So you've got a little big step there. So you've got a little lip there, that really fine gap. So you just get that perfection when it comes to tamping. In saying that, the Solis tamper is really good, but you've always got a step up you can go from. Thank you for watching our video on the Solis Barista Perfetta Plus. As always, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. Thank you again.